All right, good morning, everybody. This is the EcoFlow Wave 2 test number 2. The first test behind me failed. My conclusion was the device being put inside this very small trailer is just generating too much heat. Even with the tube exiting out this vent here, did have the hot air exiting out. The EcoFlow Wave 2 is just generating too much heat right around the device. Right at the base where that exit tube is was clocking 125 degrees. We had a temperature of mid to low 80s this morning, and it just kept climbing. It was cooling, but it couldn't cool fast enough. So my conclusion is this Wave 2 in these hotter climates must be placed outside, and you must use both the intake and the outtake vents. So test number 2 today is going to be a tent that I've set up in my shaded porch. Now it is warm out, no question, but what I'm looking to see is, can it drop the temperature? So let's go find out. All right, this is our simulated camping setup. We're in shade. We have a little bit of a breeze going, but this is a Gazelle tent, by the way, and one of the cool things about this tent is how quick it sets up. Very durable, but I will say I think this tent is going to be a cool kind of way to test this because it's quite insulated. The paneling and the material is quite thick for durability. That's actually one of the complaints of this tent, is that it doesn't have a lot of cooling power. But we have an air conditioner now, so maybe that insulation will help. Certainly I put some blankets on the top so that the cold air isn't escaping from the screen mesh. All tents have screen mesh up top and then a rain fly over, but we just put blankets to seal that up. We've got intake and outtake. I've got the cold air pointing down, and I've got the draw for the hot air are pulling in. The recirculation pulling in this bigger tube here, that's actually facing up, so I'm hoping it's going to pull in some of the hotter air that's rising. And with the other vent pointing down, it's going to blow that cool air down and push that hot air up. You can see I've got a drain into a bucket here. We are connected to AC, so let's go inside and start things up and get going with this test number 2. Looking for some better results. All right, we are at the command center here. I'm gonna go ahead and get our stopwatch started. And this device on the left here, that's actually a remote thermometer inside the tent. That's at 89 degrees right now. I have a feeling the vent is pointed directly at that. But you know what, I'm gonna be okay with that. I'm gonna leave that, I think, where it is for this test. And as you can see, the ambient temperature that the EcoFlow is reading is 88, pretty close to the temperature inside the tent, 89. Now remember, that's inside the tent, versus the EcoFlow here is outside the tent. And the temperature blowing out is dropping, which is a good sign. So the big thing is we're gonna watch is we're gonna be tracking this number here as well as this number here to see how long and how fast it cools this tent out in the hot, humid weather of Florida. We're gonna ignore this number. This is the inside of my house, so that's that. But wouldn't it be nice if we can get the tent down to that number? That would be a huge, huge win. So again, we're running test number 2. We've got the EcoWave 2 outside of the area that we're cooling and hoping for a better result. So we'll check back in here in about an hour.